Alex Eala just went toe-to-toe with the second best player on the planet, on clay, in Rome, at the Foro Italico, and pushed Elena Rybakina harder than that scoreline will ever tell you. 4-6, 3-6, straight sets on paper. But if you actually watched this match, you know the numbers are lying. This was closer than it had any right to be, and the 20-year-old Filipino proved she belongs on the biggest stage in tennis. Alright, so let me set the scene real quick. Alex walks into this match having already made history. She beat Magdalena Frech in the first round, a comeback win, nothing easy about it. Then she handled Wang Xinyu in the second round, 6-4, 6-3, which was revenge for that Auckland final loss earlier this year. By the time she reached the round of 32, she'd already locked in her best ever result at a WTA 1000 event on clay. First time ever reaching the third round at this level on this surface. That's the context. She's not limping into this matchup, she's on form. But here's the part that makes this draw absolutely brutal. Her opponent is Elena Rybakina, world number 2, the reigning Australian Open champion, a former Wimbledon champion, one of only 6 players in the history of the WTA to reach the round of 16 at all 6 WTA 1000 events in a single season. Oh, and she came into this match with 29 wins on the year. 29. Rybakina isn't just good right now. She might be playing the best tennis of her entire career. And honestly, Eala made her work for it. From the very first game, you could tell this wasn't going to be a stroll for Rybakina. The opening game alone lasted 11 points. 11. Eala held serve, barely, scrappily, hanging on by her fingernails. But she held, and that set the tone for the entire first set. This was going to be a dogfight. The turning point came early. Games 2 through 4 was where Rybakina really flexed, and the key moment was the third game, a 13-point marathon where Rybakina eventually broke Eala's serve. That one game, that's where the first set tilted, because after that break, both players held serve the rest of the way. Rybakina went 2-1 up, and from there it was basically serve hold, serve hold, serve hold, all the way to 6-4. One break of serve decided the entire set. Now here's the stat that tells you everything about why Rybakina won that opener. She hit 4 aces, Eala hit 1, and Alex committed 3 double faults, including one during that crucial breakpoint in the third game. On clay, against a server like Rybakina, you cannot give away free points on your serve. Rybakina's first serve was so clean, so relentless, that Eala could barely get a look at it. When you're up against a player whose serve is basically a weapon of mass destruction, your own service games have to be bulletproof. And Eala's wasn't, not quite. But then, something happened at the start of the second set that showed you exactly who Alex Eala is becoming as a player. Rybakina broke her immediately in the first game, dominated it. And you're sitting there thinking, okay, this could get ugly. She's a breakdown in the second set against the number 2 player in the world who just took the first set. This is where lesser players fold. This is where you see the shoulders drop, the racket go limp, the body language scream, "I'm done." Eala? She broke right back. Immediately. Her first break of the entire match. And then she backed it up with a hold to go ahead 2-1 against Rybakina in Rome after losing the first set. She didn't just survive the momentum swing, she reversed it. That is elite mental composure, and I genuinely don't care what anyone says. That stretch of tennis from Eala was the most impressive part of the entire match. But this is where Rybakina showed why she's number 2 in the world. She didn't panic, she just elevated. From games 4 through 6, she ripped off 3 straight, broke Eala in the 5th game, consolidated with a hold, and suddenly it was 4-2. The experience gap showed right there. Eala gave her an opening, and Rybakina slammed the door on her. No hesitation, no wobble, just cold, efficient execution. From there, both players held until Rybakina broke one final time in the 10th game to seal it. 6-3 in the second, match over. Now here's the thing that should get way more attention than it will. Statistically, this match was way tighter than the final score suggests. Eala finished with a 67% first serve percentage. Rybakina, 62. Alex was actually getting more first serves in than the second best player on the planet. That is not what you expect from a 20-year-old playing her first match ever against a top 2 opponent. But the difference was on return. Rybakina won 47% of return points. That is absurdly high. She was reading Eala's serve, punishing second serves, and making Alex feel the pressure every single time she stepped up to the line. Rybakina's return game is what separated these two. Not talent, not mentality, returns. And look, let's talk about what this loss actually means for Alex, because I think people are going to get this wrong. Some people are going to look at this and say, she lost in straight sets to Rybakina. Nothing to see here. And those people are flat out wrong. This is the same Alex Eala who got destroyed by Marta Kostyuk in Rome last year. 1 game. Total. The kind of scoreline you don't bring up at dinner. That was 12 months ago. Today, she's taking the number 2 player in the world to tightly contested sets where one break of serve decides everything. She's competing. She's not surviving on clay anymore. She's competing. That gap between being destroyed and being competitive, it takes most players 3 or 4 years to close. Eala did it in 1. Her record against top 10 opponents now stands at 3 wins and 4 losses. 3-4. That means she's winning nearly half of her matches against the 10 best players on the planet. At 20 years old, in what universe is that not insane? But wait, I also want to talk about the financial and ranking reality of this run, because it matters. By reaching the 3rd round of the Italian Open, Eala has already banked significant ranking points and prize money from this tournament. The points from Rome add to what she earned in Madrid, and with Roland-Garros seedings on the line, every single point matters. She came into Rome ranked number 42 in the world. The seedings cutoff for Grand Slams is the top 32. She's been chasing that number all spring, and even though this run ended today, the points from 3 matches in Rome are real. They count. They're going on the board. And next up, Strasbourg. The Strasbourg Grand Prix. She's listed as a qualifier, and that tournament serves as her final tune-up before the French Open. If she can string together a couple of wins there, the ranking math continues to work in her favor heading into Paris. A seeded entry at Roland-Garros would be massive. It means avoiding top seeds until at least the 3rd round, which gives her the breathing room to find rhythm and build confidence through the draw, instead of facing a top 5 player on day 2. Now, let me give you the bigger picture, because I think this Italian Open run, even ending here, is quietly one of the most important weeks of Eala's season. She beat Frech in a comeback, she got revenge on Wang Xinyu, and she made Rybakina sweat in a match that most people expected to be one-sided. 3 matches on the red clay of Rome, at the Foro Italico, against increasingly dangerous opponents. And she competed in every single one of them. A year ago, she couldn't buy a win on clay at this level. Today, she's building a resume on it. The Nadal Academy connection is real. The patience she's been developing. The willingness to stay in rallies, to build points instead of forcing them. To trust the process on a surface that punishes impatience. It's all showing up now. You don't push Rybakina to 11-point opening games and 13-point break battles by accident. That's preparation, that's coaching, that's a player who came in with a plan and executed it as well as she possibly could against someone who's just, right now, today, better. And that's the key word, right now. Because Eala at 20 is not the finished product. She's closing the gap every single tournament, and the trajectory says everything.